Alright, Schlockmeister fans. Continuing with my Schoolgirl Report series, there's 13 of these things. We're up to 5 here. This one's called What All Parents Should Know. Schoolgirl Report, Volume 5. Let's watch. The warning to parents. Long legs and big tits. This movie is broken up into 7 stories. The first one involves a new teacher on a school field trip with a bunch of girls. The girls feel sorry for the guy having to put up with that female teacher, so they decide to make a bet that they can get the teacher aroused. This girl, Petra, fakes an injury, stomach pains. Her 2 friends will stay with her, but the teacher also insists that the new male teacher stay with her. To make the pain go away, he wants her to rub her on her lower belly. I can't show you what she does. He does. He realizes what she was doing and decides he's going to teach her a lesson for riling him up. I gotta zoom way in here, but they get busted. The other 2 girls join in as well, of course. The second story involves a grandfather who gets arrested for incest with his granddaughter. He's about to get sentenced when we see a flashback as to what happens. The defense tried to mount a defense here, and so that the granddaughter was the aggressor. Which was true. She did seduce him for God knows what reason. And of course he should have resisted, but turns out he was being blackmailed because she threatened to tell the parents if he didn't stop sleeping with her. So he set up one more meeting where he told her it's all done. The parents were supposed to be out at a movie, but they were peeking. And now they know. So instead of 5 years, he gets 1 year. Suspended sentence at that. Now this is Gabby. She longs to be with a man. She's tired of doing it to herself. And this is Peter, the one she wants to be with, who's also tired of taking care of his own needs. They do get together, I can't show you much, but ultimately they failed because neither one of them is any good at it. So later on, she seeks the advice of Mr. Forstman, this guy who's like a lodger living with her family. Confesses everything, how it didn't work out, and he's more than happy to help her. Peter, on the other hand, seeks out advice from his Aunt Erica. Believe it or not, she's more than willing to show him what to do, too. Can't show you much more of this scene. Anyway, with a few lessons under their belt, Peter and Gabby get together again, and everything works great. Our next story involves Eva Steiner, played by Ingrid Steiner. She likes to tease the priest. When given the opportunity, she throws herself on him, takes out her boobs, and he finds a way to resist. She tries to make him jealous by taking up with a rocker, as she calls him, played by Eckhart Bell from She's 19 and Ready.
Guten Tag, du Himmelskomiker. Machen Sie, dass Sie wegkommen. Ach nein, du scheißt in die falsche Richtung. Mir fehlt gleich ein Satz Ohren.
Yes, the man of the cloth has resorted to violence. Well, a man of the cloth is still a man, and eventually he gives in to her. I don't blame him. He then sends her a Dear Eva letter. He can't go on with this anymore. She runs away after they talk, and then she drops a paper. Turns out, she's pregnant. That might change things. He wonders if perhaps he was a bad priest, but maybe he could be a good husband. Our 5th story features 2 plumbers who are working in this gymnasium. They're going to meet 2 girls who are going to come join them and have sex with them in the shower room. This girl's not too happy because the guy she's been stuck with is inexperienced. They all have a lot of fun, which I can't show you, but then the boss comes in and they're busted. Our sixth story features a virgin named Steffi. She meets this guy Edgar in a coffee shop. They hit it off. I think he's going to take her virginity. I was right.
Ich hatte vor diesem Augenblick immer Angst gehabt. Von meinen Klassenkameradinnen wusste ich, dass das erste Mal...
Of course, Edgar's married, and then he runs back to his wife and kids. But poor Steffi, now that she's had a taste for sex, she wants it with anybody she can. But she only has sex with older men, and all of her classmates find out that she's kind of a slut with them, so they want a piece of her too. Which leads to a gang rape in this garage. Our last story involves a shy girl named Ruth, who is also a virgin, and her classmates make fun of her because of it. So she agrees to have sex with somebody, just to prove that she's not scared to do it.
Wir organisieren dir schon einen Zweikampf. Wollt ihr etwa zugucken? Reihen wir nicht die Schamhaare an. Das organisieren.
So the girls set her up with Henry, a guy who's apparently slept with half the girls in the class.
Jeder Mensch hat ein Schamgefühl. Ich zieh mich trotzdem aus.
She explains that her friends kind of forced her into this, and then he says, by the way, do you know that your friends gave me money to sleep with you?
Weißt du, dass deine Freundinnen mir Geld gegeben haben?
So they've both been misled.
Du verstehst.
So they agree not to tell anybody that nothing happened.
Dass du mit mir geschlafen hast. Das musst du mir versprechen, sonst habe ich in der Schule keine ruhige Minute mehr. Versprichst du es mir?
But then this story has a happy ending, and they end up falling for each other.
Ich habe inzwischen Henry sehr lieb gewonnen.
Alright, let's talk about Schoolgirl Report Volume 5, What All Parents Should Know. This is a continuing series of the Schoolgirl Report, German early 70s, which actually went into the late 70s, I think even 1980, sex comedies. They're supposed to be like pseudo-documentaries about the dangers that befalls young women, and the things, the sexual escapades that they get into, that parents should really be worried about. Obviously, there's nothing true about these documentaries. There's no girls in this movie. They're all adults, and it's just silliness is what it is. It's just a reason to titillate us and show nudity, and that's pretty much what the Germans did with these movies, and bless them for it, because there's a lot of it, and it's pretty good. So anyway, this one I've had in my collection quite a while, actually. I just... well, this is what I used to have. I used to have Schoolgirl Report 5. I had a movie in my collection called Voluptuous Vixens, which was put out by Private Screenings, and I thought it was possible. This is before I could identify which film it was. Even IMDb wasn't helping. I thought maybe it was a Schoolgirl Report movie, so I picked up Volume 5. I don't even know what this is or where this came from. I can't find this copy anywhere online, but it's Korean, Japanese, Chinese, I don't know, but... even says beta on the back, but this one doesn't even have English subtitles, and it's about 15 minutes shorter. The quality's not as good, and it's not Voluptuous Vixens. It's a completely separate movie all by itself. So anyway, I watched it finally for today for the first time, and what we have here is 7 stories. Each one's about 10 minutes long or so, maybe a little more, 10, 12 minutes long, and just various little sex things that happen. One story where they seduce a teacher, one story where this girl seduces her priest, gets pregnant by her, and then he ends up leaving the priesthood. We have a horrible story about this girl who seduced her own grandfather and became incestuous, and he got arrested, went to prison for a year. He was supposed to go to prison for 5 years, but then the truth came out that she seduced him, as if that really matters, and he only got 1 year out of it. Ridiculous. It ends with a girl who has to lose her virginity. Actually, the last 2 stories have a girl losing her virginity. Anyway, just a crazy story, crazy movie. Again, just all we care about in this movie is nudity, and there's tons and tons and tons of it. The Germans did it right in the early 70s with their voluptuous ladies that they had. They're all beautiful, beautiful ladies, and they take off their clothes willingly, and they show everything you could possibly imagine. Now, this movie is a little dirtier than the others. This one's got some penis in it, too, as well as some pretty risque stuff, solo stuff, if you get my meaning, for both males and females. I hadn't seen that in one of these movies before, but this one's pretty damn dirty. So, anyway, obviously it's not porn, though, and there's no actual insertion, anything like that, but it's It's dirty. So anyway, it's Schoolgirl Report Volume 5. If there's an Amazon link to it, I think there probably will be. I'll leave a link to it down below. You can get these on eBay. They show up from anywhere to $20 to $30 to $40 in that range each. So there's 13 of these in total. I am embarrassed to say I have them all, and I'll be reviewing them all. This is part 5. I'm going in order. So anyway, check it out. Let me know if you've seen any of these things. Leave a comment down below. This is an NTSC. It's an actual American DVD. It's put out by Impulse. The only bad thing is about these, there's no English soundtrack in these. So thankfully, I do have English soundtracks on some of them for other means, but not on this one. So anyway, check it out. Leave some comments down below. Schoolgirl Report, Volume 5. What all parents should know. Watch it. Bye.